you for listening to Jollyville Radio here on KJVR. I'm Julia Stonewash, coming to you live from the Purple Street Studios in beautiful downtown Jollyville. We start today's broadcast with an update from our crime reporter, Jimmy Pykrust. Jimmy, you're on the air.
I'm Jimmy Pykrust, and this is the Jollyville Crime Blotter here on KJVR. Today, Tony Greenbelt was charged with animal endangerment after being spotted spreading CBD gummies all along the lakeshore. When questioned, she said that she was just trying to feed the birds and wanted to leave no turn unstoned.
Huh?
And now, an update from Officer Stevens of the Jollyville Police Department in regards to last week's bomb scare at the KJVR studio. JPD has dropped the investigation against Uncle Asar Al-Kebalon, who explained that although he had declared intentions to blow up the bathroom, he, quote, didn't mean it like that.
Seriously, who wrote these?
And finally, it has been reported that the most fabulous object in the world, thought to be here in Jollyville, has been stolen from Horner's Fine Cars and Automotive.
What?
KJVR can exclusively report that Officer Stevens is currently in pursuit of a white pickup heading southbound on Jollycoff Highway.
Jimmy, you're the crime reporter. Why are you here and not there?
KJVR reporter Emma Long is on the scene to tell us more.
Emma, what are you seeing?
Julia, the scene is very grim. Lines of people were gathered here for the big reveal of the object, after having paid the car sales owner tons of money, only to learn earlier today it had been stolen.
That's awful news. Just terrible. How are people reacting?
It's not good. A number of travelers and residents are outraged, while others are struggling to make sense of it all. Let's see if I can talk to someone. Excuse me, ma'am, excuse me. Please, what's your reaction to this news?
I came all this way to see this thing, and now I can't. My life feels in shambles, ruined. Who will tell my aunt's wife's volunteer board assistant's first cousin what the object was?
I am so sorry to hear this, ma'am. And you, how about you? Have you heard anything else?
I'm just distraught. Jollyville had something so precious, and now I heard from my grandmother's arborist second cousin, they just let it happen. I'm outraged.
Lots of big emotions here. Oh, I see Jollyville socialite Kitty Westlake is here. Kitty, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I simply cannot believe that such a heinous crime has occurred. While that Officer Stevens is the best, you know. But if he doesn't catch that truck, I'm just gonna have to start bringing him a dash of my mighty fine blue ribbon double sausage Dutch oven lasagna on Tuesdays.
This seems to be an evolving story. When I know more, you will too. Back to the studio.
Thanks for the updates. What a tragic day in Jollyville. Stick with us for more updates as we have them. Thanks for staying with KJVR.
I'm Paul Fredrickson. You're listening to Jollyville Radio on KJVR.
Tired of working from home alone? Do you miss your break room gossip? Introducing Chatty Catherine, the at-home co-worker who talks, loaded with hundreds of office phrases that you'll miss, like another day, another dollar, and who left their dirty coffee mug in the sink. Chatty Catherine is sure to bring back vivid memories of a time long ago. Never more will you have to miss hearing, "Can I see you in my office?" Chatty Catherine has you covered. Built to stand as tall as a real person, Chatty Catherine is made of our lightest aluminum and can be easily carried to any workspace around your home. Happy chatting! Jollyville Radio is not legally liable for damages caused if this doll should come to life.
Hi, this is Jessie Stanchack from Microflash Fiction. This is one of my stories. 4 out of 5 dentists agree. They bind the fifth in floss and resin and suspend him above the great cavity, which their practice was built to contain. They know the prophecy of shattered smiles cannot be stopped, but they will not abide treachery while the gum line holds.
Hello, Michael Crosa here. I wanted to give a big thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring the show. So I've mentioned before that Jollyville Radio was a very large piece of my coping strategy during the isolation of the pandemic. That's true, but there were also other pieces. BetterHelp was one of those. It was a part of my support network during that time. You see, BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable. That could be text, chat, phone, video call. You can message your therapist at any time and then schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you. There's more scheduling flexibility, and it's at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Jollyville. That's betterhelp.com/Jollyville.
Excuse me, are you Mr. Applegate?
Yes, that's me. But please, call me Chauncy.
Oh, thank heavens. I'm so relieved to finally find a real person to talk to. The station seems really deserted.
It's not empty if I'm here. How can I help you?
I'm Robbie Tubooks from the financial services firm Cover Your Assets. We've been engaged by a Mrs. H.D. Dalton to determine the financial viability of this station. So far, I've only been able to speak with the station AI program, Misinformation, but honestly, that has just left me with more questions.
Well, you've come to the right person then. My tenure with KJVR and astonishing memory are both the stuff of legends.
Oh, great. My main focus is to identify any potential hidden liabilities that might come along with purchase of the station.
I had absolutely nothing to do with that decision to delay payment of our Shaky Girl coffee bill, and in my opinion, it's just unconscionable.
Oh, yes, there is that, but honestly, I'm more concerned about the potential unlimited downside risk of a protracted intellectual property dispute.
I'm not sure I follow you there.
Well, you are listed as sole inventor on a recent U.S. patent.
Ah, you must mean my Furchillas. That's my groundbreaking work on ferret chinchilla hybrids. I'm very proud of my contribution to the world with that. But that has nothing to do at all with KJVR. Did you say sale of the station?
Well, Mr. Applegate, Chauncy, I'm sure you're aware of the well-established doctrine that all inventions of an employee belong to the company, unless, of course, there's a written agreement to the contrary. Is there?
Well, no, there's no agreement.
So then, I'm sure you can see that there's some issues that might be relevant here.
Oh, I see. Well, of course, my only desire is to see my Furchillas provide as much benefit to the world as possible, and of course that my name remains prominently associated with them. I'd be more than happy to sign over the ownership rights if it makes KJVR more valuable.
That's very gracious of you, Chauncy. Ordinarily, that would completely resolve this, but there's also the matter of the patent challenge that has been filed by Mr. Harry Lachat.
Wait, what?
I thought you knew. Mr. Lachat has filed a patent challenge based on his chinchilla ferret hybrids called Chinrets, which he claims clearly predates your Furchilla work. So of course there's a concern here that we might have a legal quagmire, especially with Mr. Lachat being so directly involved with the training of misinformation, which is how I became aware of this issue in the first place.
Why, that sneaky... He knows full well that my Furchillas were available for purchase before he even thought of those awful Chinrets. You can check the sales records of the Jollyville pet store.
Even if so, he claims that your inferior ordering of the parent species causes the Furchillas to turn vicious without warning and inflict serious injuries on their owners. This could be a grave liability for Mrs. Dalton.
Oh, that old saw again. He has no evidence. Mrs. Dalton should be delighted to buy KJVR and the Furchillas, too.
I'm pleased that you see it that way.
Who is this person again? I don't remember hearing about the station being for sale.
Everything is for sale, Mr. Applegate.
I'll be happy to tell you all of our trade secrets and proprietary information for free, as I'm sure you'll be planning to keep me on staff and fire everyone else.
Such a wonderful employee should be able to tell me the whereabouts of Mr. Lechat, then.
Sure, you can reach him at his job with Jollyville Parks and Wildlife.
I tried that, but he hasn't returned as expected at the end of his vacation. Nobody seems to know his whereabouts. I've traced his movements as best I can, and the last report I have is from a Sky Jolly Gate agent. Mr. Lechat had booked a flight to South America with several Chinrets, planning to establish a new sales region there. Apparently, Mr. Lechat thought that Sky Jolly provided animal transport without any additional fees for anything except hares, but the gate agent explained that Sky Jolly animal transport charges are actually based on the number of hairs on the animal. The cuddliness of the Chinrets is due to their astonishingly fine hair. Therefore, it would cost Mr. Lechat a fortune for the transport. After demanding the return of the Chinrets, he stormed off, and that's the last anyone seems to have seen of him.
Oh my.
Can I count on you to let me know if you hear anything from him?
Why, certainly, Robbie. And you'll let me take Michael Crosa's spot when this Mrs. Dalton buys the station?
Something like that, yeah.
I'm a special boy.
By the way, it appears you left the microphone on again.
What? This whole time?
Goodbye, Chauncy.
No, wait. I want to tell you about my true opinions on Spoopy the Boop.
Hi, Chauncy.
Julia, how long have you been here?
I just got here. Who was that guy?
Nobody.
Okay, weirdo. Anyways, thanks for listening to Jollyville Radio, everyone. Be sure to stay tuned for our next episode, in which we jump out of character and feature a real-life community beat. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm Julia Stonewash.
And I'm Chauncy Applegate.
We'll see you next time on Jollyville Radio.
The cast of Jollyville Radio Season 5 includes Emily Ansonik, John Cook, Michael Crosa, Robin Crosa, Michelle Darcy, Jamie Davis, Richard Dayries, Johanna Fredrickson, Brian Green, Elissa Marks, Liz Rader-Hagler, Matt Waite, and K. Wise Denty.
Our Season 5 Writers Room: Emily Ansnick, Michael Crosa, Jillian Dull, Brian Green, K. Wise Denty, Liz Rader-Hagler. And a thank you to our editors who make this podcast jolly: Michael Crosa, Jamie Davis, and Richard and Monsi Dayries.
Season 5 is directed by Michael Crosa with help from assistant directors Jamie Davis and Emily Ansonik. Music by Michaels Crosa and Stanley. Additional editing and graphic design support from Worker Genix. This podcast was produced by Chattanooga Podcast Studios. Find out more at ChattanoogaPodcastStudios.com. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm Jimmy Pykrust. We'll see you next time on Jollyville Radio.
We start today's broadcast with an update from our crime reporter.
An update from Officer Stevens. KJVR reporter Emma. Man, I'm stumbling.
Thanks for the updates. What a tragic. Thanks for the updates.